So some people are having problems getting code.org going, which there's a little bit of a learning curve right at the beginning of it, kind of how to add sprites and how to use them. So I'm going to make a video that does that. I never scripted this all out, so I'm going to be kind of making it up as I go. But just in case you want to see whether you want to watch this or not, what I want to make sure we figure out is this will solve the problems of your sprite is not appearing. It'll go up to moving your sprites, like binding keys to it. And then once you do that, if your sprite appears like a big smear, this will show you how to work with that as well. It'll talk about minor kind of animation stuff, but I think I'm going to do a separate video on kind of how to do or how to take advantage of code.org stuff for that. So we'll go into Game Lab. We're going to make a new project here. So the first thing I need is an animation. So I'm just going to grab one of the ones they give, and I think I want one that moves, so I'll take the B. Okay, so the B has 2 frames that it does the animation, and when doing it, it goes like this. We could slow it down so it looks like that. That's too slow. Or you can speed it up and see what it's like super fast. So we'll put it somewhere just above normal, middle there. At this point, we could also change the name if we want. I think I'll just call it B, so I want to refer to it. And we're going to go back to the code. So we have to put our sprite in, it will be a variable. So I'm going to make a variable, and for now, I'm just going to let this be called sprite. If I had more than one sprite, I would have to change it because it's a variable name, but the B is going to be my only sprite in here. Okay. And then right after that, I'm going to take my variable sprite and I'm going to set the animation equal to, and I'm going to drop down menu, I'm going to pick B. Okay, so it's already right there. So there, we added a sprite. And if we run it, nothing happens. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to draw our sprites. Okay, so now we reset, run. There's our B, not animated yet, okay, but it's a start. And so that's just the setup phase. Every code.org, which is based in JavaScript, has a draw function, and this function will just loop over and over and over again. So all the real code that gets called over and over again, beyond like just the initial stuff, will have to go in here. So what we want to do is we want to move our B around. Okay, so I'm going to put in a control called if. Okay, and we're going to use key down. Okay, and I'm left-handed, so I'll set it up. I want to make my B go left if I push the J button. Okay, now J is not an option, but I can override that by just going like that, J. So if key down is J, I want it to go left. Okay. Now the way we're going to get it to go left is we're going to move its coordinates from here and make them, change them so that they're here. Now if you take a look at the bottom, you can see underneath, and actually maybe we can't see. Here, I'm going to adjust my screen just a touch. Okay. So that we can see that edge there really good. So if you look right under this reset button, when I move my mouse around, there's an X and Y coordinates. So the smallest 0, 0 is up here. Okay. And the biggest 400, 400 is down here. So the B is currently at 200, 200, which is what it says in the create sprite column. If I wanted to have it a different starting spot, I could say, hey, go 100, 100. And it should show up somewhere right around here. So reset, run, boom, there it is. Okay, and you can make these random or whatever you want. So my B is going to start here. Now, what I want to do is when I press J, I want its X position to get smaller. Okay, so if I go into sprites, I can say it has a sprite.x, so that's the x coordinate of the sprite. I want that to be smaller, so I'm going to put a variable equality thing in here. Okay. And we're going to say that sprite.x is equal to sprite.x. Whoops, don't do that. I'm going to do a math function here. So I want it to be whatever it was minus a little bit. Okay, and how about we'll say minus 1. Okay. I got there by accident. So if I reset and run now, if I push down J, nothing happens. Why doesn't it happen? Well, because I haven't drawn it again. So what happens is this code runs, draws my B. Now we go into draw. It goes if J down, X gets smaller, and then it just loops. But it never redraws my B. Okay, that's the way to think about it. So what I'm going to do is now just throw at the end of this green function draw a draw sprites. So if I reset and run, take a look, my bead's going, and if I push right, okay, it's going right. That's good, but I got this big ugly smear behind it. Okay, and that's obviously not going to do. So that could be fixed by you go into draw and you go background color. And we're going to put the background color, and I'm going to do this wrong at first just so you kind of understand what's going on here. We're going to say background color white. Now we can change that to whatever. So let's just show you I can do it red. Background color is red. I can't see my B anymore. Okay, so let's go back to white, background color white, reset, still no B. And the reason why this is it draws my B and then it puts everything to white. So what we want to do is we want to draw everything white and then we'll draw the B. And this should fix that. Run, and now I press the J key and over it goes. Awesome. So now I want to fix that up for all my other keys. But there's a problem that I may have too. So I'm making a game. Maybe I don't know how fast I want my B to be. So what I'm going to do is way up here, I'm going to make a new variable. And you can put it anywhere as long as it comes before the draw. And we're going to call it move speed. And I'm going to make move speed equal to a little bit faster and make it equal to 5. And then I'm going to change this here to move speed. Okay. And now if I run this, it should go a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Now, if I would like to do this everywhere else, I can do this by just grabbing a bunch more if statements. And we'll put them all in here. And we're going to put all the different conditions in for what we've done there. So now I can just populate the same way. And I would say if I pressed L, it's going to be sprite X plus move speed. And then if I press I, it's going to be sprite Y equals sprite Y minus move speed and stuff like that. So let's do that actually. But I'm going to get rid of these for now because I'm going to show you a quicker way to do something else here. So if key down is equal to, so again I'm left-handed, so I use JKLI. You can do this as the arrow keys. You can use this with the WASD keys. And then I'm going to go back to my variable. And I'm going to go to my sprite. I'm going to say sprite X. And in this case, we're going to add. And sprite X plus, and I think we can grab move speed out of here. No, we can't, so we got to type it in. Move speed. Okay, let's check it out. Reset, run. Okay, now it moves around. Now, it would be really cool though if it faced right when it went right. Okay, so we're going to solve that in a second. I'm going to park that for now. I want it to go up and down now, so it doesn't go up and down. Here's how I'm going to solve this. I'm going to change this to text, and this is a good feature if you ever really want to learn coding in the future, because you can kind of go, oh, that's what it looks like as code. That's JavaScript code there. This is what it looks like as blocks. Sometimes blocks is faster, sometimes JavaScript is faster. So I want to make two more functions here, or two more, sorry, if statements. And there we go. And I'm going to put in what if it goes up, which is I for me, and down, which is K. And in this case, I'll just make that Y, and Y, and Y, and Y. And I go back to blocks, and it all looks the same, but that was a little bit faster than kind of dragging stuff over all the time. So we reset and run, hopefully it works. It goes down with K, up with I, goes back, and goes forward. Okay, and notice in this, the JavaScript just, like the animation just works. Once we put in the loop, it just does that. You can stop that and do other stuff with it, but we'll keep it for now. Now, what I would like to do is, I would like to make it, when I press L, to change direction. Okay, now I'm not going to lie to you. I did this the other day, but I can't exactly remember how I did it. So I want to run this when I push L in here. Okay, reset, run. There we go. Except for now it doesn't change back. Okay, so in order to do that, what I need to do is do that. Now this may screw up here and change it the wrong way. Yeah. So we're going to turn this into a +1. Or just 1. And I think that should work. So now it faces the direction I'm going. Let's say I want to get my game, I want it to go a lot faster, so we'll move this to 10. Notice because I made this a variable, move speed, I can change all these speeds really quick now, and that's why that's a good idea to do that. So we'll run it, and hey, now my bee is really going fast. Okay, so just that's a quick summary how we got kind of online and going with that. Just a quick thing I didn't touch on. When you declare a variable, the first time in JavaScript you declare a variable, you have to put a var in front of it. Okay. Now, I would be really hesitant to declaring a variable anywhere in draw, because what happens is it gets redeclared again and again. Sometimes you may need to do it, but if you're not sure what you're doing, always declare your variables up top, because they'll be declared once. And then once we refer to the variables, we just use the purple blocks, but we don't have to declare them anymore. So here we declared move speed, and then we just called move speed. Okay. Here we declared sprite. Now, as part of sprite, and this is kind of more advanced programming, but we get access to sprite.x, sprite.mirrorx, sprite.y, and such and so forth. So it's all declared in that one thing there. So I hope this helps up to this point here, and I'm going to do a few more of these and some of the other cool things that we can do on code.org here in the future. Take care. Talk to you then.